99.9% of rappers in the rap game glorify some of the worst things a human being can partake in life, like killing, drug dealing, robbing, cheating on your lady, abusing drugs, and scamming. And listen, out of that 99.9%, there's only a small amount of rappers that can make the worst activities a human can indulge in sound phenomenal over beats. So I decided to make a list of the best rappers that make degrading things sound amazing. Alright, now the first rapper on this list who makes bad things sound good, we gotta go with Playboi Carti rapping about drug abuse. Playboi Carti has been rapping about his chronic addiction to anything that impairs sobriety since I was in the 8th grade, and as a low-ranking member in the UNC community, him rapping about being as high as humanly possible still hits to this day. And I ain't gonna lie, you probably would think more people would be concerned considering the fact he's been rapping about guzzling pints of codeine and doing Harlem Globetrotter trick shots with all type of prescribed pills for almost a decade now. Like, look, prime example, if any of your friends told you they've been on opium for the last 10 days or they changed their hair color to look like a pint of red, you would probably try to get them booked for an episode of Intervention or get them sent to the best rehabilitation center in the country. But when Carti says these things, it may make you want to participate in a heavy amount of drug use yourself. And bro, every time Carti raps about doing drugs, I believe him, because the only way you can go from sounding like a normal Atlanta pedestrian to sounding like a newborn baby to then sounding like a demonic spirit is by drug use. I'm overly convinced no sober human being can create the music Carti has been creating or even fathom the thought of attempting some of the things he does in his music. And not only that, you definitely have to be in a completely different stratosphere of intoxication to flow the way he does over some of these beats. Like bro, I wouldn't be able to rap over a singular beat off A Whole Lotta Red and make it sound somewhat decent even if someone offered me $1 billion. It's not happening. But the weird thing about this is it always sounds good. Like he can literally rap about injecting drugs into his bloodstream and smoking fent dust off of a spoon, and somehow it'll still sound like greatness. Alright, now the next rapper who makes bad things sound angelic has to be Future and being unloyal to your spouse. This man Future has created numerous hit records throughout his long career, giving us legendary lyrics and full tutorials on how to be unfaithful to your lady. And bro, he has such a long track record of doing this, I wouldn't be surprised if he created a how-to chapter book describing the best ways to cheat on your girl or how to operate with a plethora of women at once. But back to what I was saying, every time he boasts about being the dictator of the toxic male community, it sounds fantastic and it's believable because we get to see a master at his craft in real time with real documented reports to prove he ain't lying in his raps. But if we just being honest, every rapper in the game raps about having intercourse with another man's girl or just treating women like they shouldn't exist. But in reality, a lot of those dudes are in loving relationships or flood women with a barrage of Birkin bags and pay all their expenses for the month. And listen, I'm not saying bro doesn't do the same thing, but we know one thing for certain. Even if he does all of this, he still somehow finds a way to show he's the pound for pound champion of disloyal men all around the nation. Even whenever he creates more emotional tracks that should put you in your feelings, he still slips in some toxicity. Like on his classic record Throwaway, he somehow manages to include toxic lyrics about how he was getting slobbered into the afterlife but was still thinking about the love of his life. And every time I hear that part, I rap it like I personally created the lyrics. I'm trying to tell y'all, this man is different. Alright, now the last rapper on today's list who makes bad things sound good, we gotta go with Lil Durk and rapping about spinning. Now, Durk has been rapping about making his ops grieve in his music since as long as his music career has been documented. And throughout his long career, he has did the unthinkable and mastered the craft of making the violent acts he commits in the streets into hood nigga national anthems played around the world. Like anytime Lil Durk has blood boiling anger or has to address the ops and takes that energy into the studio, you know you in for a good listen. And look, I don't necessarily agree with some of the stuff he raps about, nor do I think it's a smart thing to do, but I'd be lying if I said when I hear these type of songs from him, I don't contemplate purposefully getting into a beef with other people so I can gear up and slide myself. And I'ma just be honest with y'all, having an op like Lil Durk is one of my biggest fears, because he can diss you on an album that sells 120,000 copies first week and have the entire world dancing and singing along to your diss song. Meanwhile, when you try to respond, your song gets 23 plays or you get rated by a multitude of Lil Durk fans saying your song is a severe case of morning breath and you can't do nothing about it. Hey, but with all that being said, that's all I got for today's video. If you're new to the channel, you enjoyed this video, go ahead, like, comment, subscribe, all that other good business. With that being said, y'all be easy, y'all be safe, y'all stay out the way. I love y'all. I'll catch y'all next one. I'm out, man. Peace.